got to be honest, man. I still have not seen the special because it's so hard for me to look at my own face. I'm still working up the courage to watch it, but I also never try to read reviews of stuff. But the couple that I've seen have been very positive. The ones I have been able to, people tell me that I'm probably the best of all the cast in it. And I was just like, wow, thank you, humble brag. No, I'm kidding. It's wonderful. Yeah, it was really fun to do, and we look forward to 20 or 30 more decades of SpongeBob.
I'm with you, Tom. It's very hard to look at your face, so it's even harder to look at my face. So it was wonderful to work with people actually on camera, and it's so surreal. It was a Twilight Zone episode for all of us.
And Clancy has a very commanding on-camera presence.
That's a nice way of saying that I'm overweight, and I appreciate that. I just want to thank Mark for not making me paint my face or my hair completely red.
I mean, we're always a little nervous about how stuff's going to be seen by the audience, but we put so many what are they called, Easter eggs and those types of things in there that the fans really love, and just being able to see these guys finally in front of the camera. I had a feeling it was probably going to hopefully do well, and it did. We've been talking about doing this episode for quite a while now. I think the first time it came up was we were going to do a tour of Texas, but then we sort of that was how it started. And it actually, the whole idea of them in the aquarium bus was because of certain rules we have on the show, where usually when the characters come up on land, they become like sort of simplified puppets or CG versions of themselves. So we decided to get them on land, we'd keep them in water. So that's why we had the aquarium with the... Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
Geritol.
New SpongeBob tie-ins. It's like a whole new product line. Wow, those SpongeBob Depends are flying off the shelves. To keep from crying, baby.
More live action. We want it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the hardest part of a show that's sustaining a show is coming up with new places for the characters to go and things for them to do. And those two shows you mentioned have been around even longer than we have. So, knock on wood, hopefully we'll have the same kind of run that those two shows have had. But, man, luckily, we just say what they say. We just portray the characters. We don't have to, theorize into the future about what the next 2,700 hours of SpongeBob is going to be. But you do, Mark.
Yeah. So take it away. Well, I mean, the way the show is structured, it's such a creative sort of. There's a lot of creative freedom in the show. We're able to, because it's so surreal, and we go to weird places. I think that opens up so many different topics and spaces that we can play around in, just because there's no it's not in a box. It's sort of the creativity of the show is supposed to be kind of unfettered and
really, we're not tied to any sort of topicality. We don't deal with current events very much. We're timeless in that respect. So we don't get stale in that respect. So
yeah, I think that has helped the show stay fresh, is that it's not really of any particular time. There's no fashions in it or clothes or stuff to make you go, oh, that's a relic of this such and such an era. It's kind of like everything. Gary has a Victrola under his shell, and they're telephones, but they're cord phones. And I guess there's computers and stuff once in a while when we need them. But you guys never let logic stand in the way of a good joke, or rules stand in the way of a good joke, because it's really it's just about being silly and funny and not getting beholden to canon, as the fans call it. We miss him every day. He was everything that SpongeBob is, and every iota of the SpongeBob show's DNA came directly from him. You know, it's who he was and what he liked and what he laughed at and what he thought was funny and the way he drew, like it sprang full blown from him. Like he knew where it was all going and knew what it all was before anybody else's eyes had ever seen, you know, those characters. So yeah, we miss him every day. He was a gentle guy, you know, nice person, best boss I'll ever have. And yeah, it's, you know, going on without him has been, you know, a challenge. But, you know, he also left a bit of a roadmap.
We're constantly trying to honor his vision, and it was just great getting to work so closely with him the last few years of, you know, his life. And it was amazing every time we would be working on something to hear him laughing at the stuff that we were like. Yes. He was like the ultimate audience because it's his creation. So to actually hear him like laughing at gags that we were coming up with in the room together with him, and then, you know, ones that we'd also come up with on our own, it was amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Like when you could get a really big, genuine guffaw out of him with these characters and the voices and the business that they were, you know, these things that he created, when you could take it to a vocal place or crack a joke in a way that made him laugh at them, it just felt really good.
Steve, we miss you, and we're trying to do right by you. So I hope you're watching.
Button this, Clance.
No, I can't button it. I can't button it.
Zipper it.
Velcro it.